Hi, everybody, and welcome to Cosmic Sis-Stars show, where soul meets stardust and truth find its voice. I'm Anne, and I'm here with my precious co-host and Cosmic Sis-Star, Corrine. And together we are your cosmic companions on this journey of awakening, alignment, and authentic living. And that is really important, I think, right? So, in
Yes.
today's episode, we're diving deep into a sacred session, no, a sacred season of transformation. Sorry, but you could say session as well, right?
Right.
Breaking free, cleaning, cleansing, and overcoming blocks and restrictions. And why is that important? Stay tuned. Just like nature cycles through birth, bloom, and release, our spirits crave moments of shedding, of letting go of the clutter, the conditioning, and the emotional weight that keeps us from rising into our highest selves. Whether it's outdated beliefs, inherited expectations, or the silent shadows of fear and regret, we are here to explore how to clear the cobwebs, cleanse the soul, and create space for divine flow. Oh, that's beautiful. This
Yes.
isn't just spring cleaning, it is soul cleaning. It's about reclaiming your energy, rewriting your story, and reconnecting with the radiant truth of who you are. So grab your tea or coffee or whatever you have, water, light a candle and settle into this sacred space. Let's break free together and make room for the magic that's been waiting to find you. And
Yes.
today it's Wednesday, August 6th. And again, we are going to talk about breaking free, clearing, cleansing, and overcoming blocks and restriction. You can find all information about us at angelplaceonearth.com/cosmic guardians. You can find coming and past episodes at angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming dash past. And of course, you can find all our episodes at youtube.com/at angelplaceonearth/streams. And find our series. And this, we are currently running a series from the Celestine Prophecy, talking about all the insights, 12 insights. But we have done the four agreements in the past, and you can find our series at angelplaceonearth.com/series dash cosmic dash guardians. I love all of those dashes and slashes,
Ah,
but there are no backslash, right?
right.
So, our last show on Cosmic Guardians and Cosmic Sisters was last Wednesday, July 30th, and we talked about the Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, Insight 6, the role of intuition. Trusting intuition helps guide us. So, what do you think? Are we diving straight into today's show?
I think so. I'm ready for some deep sea diving. Um, Interestingly enough, in most of the country, when when August hits, um, the leaves start to change, and you get a little hint that the weather is changing. I grew up in Carlsbad, New Mexico, and it was like when August and September hit, it was time to put your shorts away and get your sweaters out. You knew that there was a shift in the energy and a shift in the weather. Being out here in the middle of the desert, it's like, well, it was a little cooler today, but it's still hotter than you know what. But by nature shows us that this is the rhythm. And there is a time for accumulation, but there is also a time for limitation, for elimination. In nature, they stand out there and receive the sunlight, bring the nourishment up through the water in the land, and then they burst alive with new growth and bring the cooling shade from the leaves. And then they, without any trepidation, let go for the next cycle to come. Unfortunately, we did not get that memo. And human beings go, "Oh, you made an ugly face at me when I was 4, so now I'm going to remember that. Oh, you did this, so I'm going to remember that. Well, I'm going to keep being angry because I remember you did that." We need to release. We need that time of elimination. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that everything um, that is natural, I mean the real stuff, they come and go in cycles, right?
Hmm.
Everything. There are seasons. There are many things that, I mean, just look at nature, as you said. We have 4 seasons, at least what we call seasons. But I think for me, that goes for Sweden, right? Not so much either
Yes,
Greece, because their winter time here, that's not winter for me. But anyway, it is for them here. But we
yes,
have, think of a butterfly. That's going to become, it's growing, it's being the caterpillar first, and then
hmm.
it's becoming into the other thing. I don't know the name of that.
I
And
think it's
then
called
from that
crystalline.
kind, yeah, and from that is going to come a beautiful butterfly, right? So everything is
Correct.
in cycles. And I think that we have been taught that we are to hold on to so many things, plus something else. We live in a world where we do naturally exchange energy, and that is perfect. That is absolutely natural. But instead of taking care of our energy like we take care of our body, brushing our teeth, showering, um, being mindful what food we put in, right? We haven't been taught really to manage, have a spiritual hygiene. That's what I call it. It sounds
It-
funny, right?
no, but it's
But
true.
I think it's really, really important because who is going to do that for me if I don't do it myself? And I don't mean that we can't go and visit people to help us, but that's going to be for a certain amount of time, and then we are off again, taking care
Yes,
of ourselves. And the cleaner we are in our energetically, and the more, no, the easier it is to dig within, right? To come into our own core.
absolutely, absolutely. And I love that we're doing the uh, the celestine prophecies and the synchronicities of life. Um, and in this beautiful, messy, chaotic, up and down world that we decided to be part of, there comes a season for deep, deep cleaning, both physically and metaphysically. Um, my grandmother used to use this phrase. She really thought it would motivate me to clean my room. Cleanliness is next to godliness. And I admit I was more interested in doing other things than cleaning my room. Um, but her saying really did not get the effect that she wanted. But now that I'm older, I realize there is a season for cleaning, there is a season for letting go. And we need to clean house. We need to release our dark, negative shadows and embrace them. We need to discover this cleanliness because when
Yeah.
it is clean, when you wash the window, you get more sunlight. You are closer to your divine connections. And
Yes.
as you said, just taking care of our physical body, we think about that because other people are going to see us. What goes on in here, sometimes only we can see.
Yeah.
Now, people see it when we're reacting, but you know, when I need to do a little cleansing and go into my inner world, I'll say, am I living in the now? Am I being impeccable with my speech? Do I still make assumptions? Am I doing my best? And what about, am I taking things personally? Hint, hint,
Yeah.
4 agreements. But they are such beautiful, beautiful guidelines. You know?
We have someone with us here, so I'm going to put Sheila Tilch.
Hi,
Tillich,
how are
sorry,
you?
Galactic Ascension Academy. And she says, love those celestial prophecies. Read them back in 1980s, early 1990s. Yes, they are
Exactly.
stunning, aren't they?
And,
Um,
and
and the four agreements, because basically it's all about energy, all of those things, right? It's
yes, it
important.
is.
Do you know Miss Sheila?
No, but hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And and
Yeah,
maybe
we
you also can think of some of these wonderful questions that she pounces on me every now and then. And I
okay.
love questions. I love questions. Yes.
I'm putting everybody in the hot seat later on, right?
Absolutely. But you know
But
how. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. Okay. No, I wanted to chime in and say, because yeah, we take care of our personal energy, which we are not most of the time, maybe not brilliant doing, right? Because we
Correct.
don't have it as a habit. We do it occasionally. I'm not talking about the two of us because we actually learned the hard way. It's
Yes,
better
we did.
to do it on a regular basis, right? Take care of
Correct.
that energy. But also, because everything in our reality is a reflection of ourselves as well. If we have a cluttered environment, of course we are going to be affected, right?
Hmm.
I think you
Absolutely.
froze. You hear me? Yeah, you do.
Yes, I hear
You
you.
you
I
hear
was
me.
just I was listening,
Okay.
but it's it's
So,
really it's really true.
yeah, the Chinese call it feng shui, and that is like a science for them in a way, right? How to do this. But we can do it in any way we can, right? The thing that matters is taking care of our environment, our home, our workplace. We should actually take care of those things that we are in charge of. So if I have a desk at my work or I have a place where I sit, right, that's my place. So I take care of that. So
Yeah,
I can have a nice energy over there. But also the personal one, because I think that is really, and that goes down to soul level.
it really does. Um, I love to connect with meditation, and being in the silence. But you can meditate. You don't have to be sitting in a yoga position in order to meditate. When people come to my meditation center, we sit on big comfy couches. We have our feet out, stretched out. We cover ourselves with a blankie, and I tell them this is their time to just let go and let me do all the heavy lifting, because healers need to heal. And
Yeah,
but when I sit out in my garden and I'm in the silence, I am meditating. When I mindfully walk, I am meditating. When I'm doing the dishes, I can meditate. You don't have to say, I don't have time to meditate. All it is quieting the mind and being still for a moment. And that helps clear your cobwebs. But I think, I took this personally and decided, since I'm having someone that is going to be sharing my home with me, I decided I would just clean everything. And I have every single room. I have 4 bedrooms, a huge, great room, kitchen, and everything. Moved all the furniture, washed all the floors, waxed all the floors. And I'm going, why did I do that? But I will tell you that with each room that I finish, there is this, I can breathe. The clutter is gone. The old things that are no longer needed, allowing old ideas, old expressions, other people's opinions to just move out of your being.
Yeah.
What a blessing. What a blessing.
Yes. And Sheila says, yes, healers need to heal. This is evolving our wisdom as souls. I'm called the healers of the healers. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, Sheila. Thank you.
Sheila, where are you located? Because that's why I was put on this earth to uh, to be a healer and a guide to the healers.
Okay, we see. Uh,
Yeah,
she says something before that. Yes, helps to clear and allows room for growth. Yes, taking care of,
positively.
She's in Western New York Fairport.
Well, hello, Americana. You know, she's got my contacts, so maybe give me a yingle sometimes. That would be wonderful.
Absolutely. I'm going to see if I can put up your stuff here. So,
Yes,
and if anyone would love to connect with Corinne, who resides in Arizona, Mesa, Arizona, right? And
you know,
yes, we do. Actually, Sheila says, yes, we do it together. Share our light and help others. Yes, we do. Um,
wonderful, wonderful. That is, uh, and it's something that we a lot of times we put it off and put it off. At meditation last night, I mentioned to the group. I said, and I
can I
love this
chime in
little.
with,
Sure,
sorry, just one more. Sheila says she grew up in Tucson. That's Arizona, isn't it?
absolutely, it's down the street from me. It's about 2 hours from. I'm in Mesa, so I'm closer to Tucson than Phoenix is. Yes. Well, hello. Yeah. This is beautiful.
Yes,
But
please.
yes, but you know, by allowing ourselves to let go of things, as she said, we can now there is a space for love and light to come in. And I use this expression a lot. It's called a dung beetle. And this little beetle, the minute it's born, every time it has an excretion, it takes its hind legs and it puts it on its back. And it lives its whole lifetime with all of its stuff on its back until it finally crushes the beetle and it dies. Humans do that. Other animals don't. They learn from it and they go on with the rest of their life. And humans insist on saying, well, I'm going to keep that hurt because it serves me. I'm going to keep that resentment because I might need it. Free yourself.
Yeah.
Free
And
yourself.
something else that is really important when it comes to on a regular basis is forgiveness. It doesn't mean if I forgive someone, it doesn't mean that I say I accept what they did to me,
Not at
but
all.
I'm not holding on to it. I'm not holding on to grudges. I release the energy. Plus, sometimes, when I do forgiveness, I forgive something like this. I forgive anyone who ever did anything to hurt me consciously or unconsciously, because that
Mhm.
happens too,
Yes.
um, in all existence of time and space. And then I go on and I say, I ask for forgiveness for anyone I ever hurt, consciously or unconsciously in the same
Yes.
manner. And then I go on to the last part. And I think that is really important. I forgive myself in the same manner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And The gift of forgiveness is not something you give to others. It is the gift that you are giving to yourself. And realizing that we're in this all together. And we do have times where we bump into other people's energy and it's, you know, not intentional, but loving yourself enough to forgive. And
Yeah,
one thing that I add to any time that we have a lesson that we may have experienced is to bless it.
yeah,
Bless the mess, receive what you need, and then let it go.
yeah.
Yes. So,
You know, I think that many times these things we are talking about is it's not things that we have been taught. We have been taught in a different manner.
mhm,
Yeah, there are in some religious texts, Jesus says, "Don't fight back, turn the other cheek," and stuff like that. But it doesn't go really deep. But I think that no one has really started to realize how important it is. It's about clearing the energy, and as you said too, living it on a daily basis, and also
yes.
sometimes check your energy. How do you feel? Your vibration. And are there any attachments? Did you attach anything to someone? Because that happens too. We
Mhm.
send out a cord to someone. And when we talk about chords, that's interesting too, because that's also, a part of clearing. Um, because we exchange energy naturally in this world. When we do this now, we have a chord going on. But as soon as we finish this show and stop talking, that is going to fade away by itself. And that is the natural way. When we
Yes.
have attachments, I can see them sometimes, and this sounds gross. I see them as tentacles, like,
Well,
an
they are.
octopus or something. Yeah.
They are. Yes.
And they can become really thick. That is not healthy for our energy. That's going to be draining. Sometimes we put in things. So if someone hurt me and put some sort of attachment on me, probably unconsciously. It happens also. Some people are conscious. They are not really positive ones, but that's most of the time it's unconsciously. And I hold on to grudges. We are both feeding the same cord.
Yes. Yes. And when I help people release these cords, um, you hear people saying, "Well, I cut the cord." That only allows it to sprout in different places. When I work with people and do the decording, I will completely obliterate it with the cosmic fire, and I burn it all the way. I mean, sometimes it gets in the body and, as you said, makes tentacles, and I will burn every space of it. And then I will burn it back to within a microsecond of the person. I won't invade the person, but I will go right up to the skin. So it is dissolved, it's completely gone. And then I fill the space in the person with love and light so they can't be recorded in the same place. And
Yeah,
it really, a person that is used to having cords in someone, they will feel a change. And I suggest to everybody, be aware that this person will contact you within 2 days,
yeah,
because I was just thinking about you, da 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 da, and then you have your boundaries, and you don't let them, make that, you know blockage come in again. But that's a whole
exactly.
other show that we're going to be doing.
But yeah, but you could talk about, because basically what we are talking about is clearing, cleansing,
Yeah,
um, overcoming blockages and restrictions, and that is also healing. It's a part of healing, right?
very,
And
very much so.
ev-
Yes.
every healing uh, is a process. It's not something that's going to be just like that. So what you can, if you are cutting cords, what you can experience is that sometimes people detach by themselves, just like that.
Yeah.
Other times they can become more grumpy
Yes.
or
Very much. Very,
irritated
very
or
much so.
annoyed.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
Be-
uh,
because they feel that there is, you did something, but they don't know what,
they
right?
feel that they've been cut off.
Yeah,
But when we carry all of the negativity in our body, we carry the resentments, we carry the pain, we carry the you should haves, we carry the you're not good enoughs. These are places where we are vulnerable to someone, you know, putting in one of these cords. So by cleaning the house, clearing these things, um, I don't know about you, but I have this box of, I call it the get around to it's, and I'll get around to that later. I'll get to that later, and the box just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And every
yeah,
now and then you've just got to go in and get to it, cleaning the round to it's, and um, this is this is what we're doing when we go in and do our internal clearing. And
yeah,
when you do, there is such an a breath, a weight that is lifted.
yeah,
And it can be done gently and beautifully.
yeah. And I want to mention something too, because a lot of people that I've been working with, they have a fearful question. And I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring it down, but it's not really true, you know. So if they ask me if I'm cutting cords, does that mean that I cut off that person? And I say, no, you don't. You're cutting the cords, the
Yeah.
energetic cords. But after that, it's up to us to see, evaluate, review. Is this something or someone that I want to hold on to, or maybe I release them? And it's not a bad thing to release someone, right? Because we actually do help them when we do.
Yes. And there again, if we were, I can remember as a child, my mother would say, now, uh, you can go play here, but don't play here because of danger. Okay. And there were certain places that you didn't go because you were going to be putting yourself in a dangerous situation. Well, that's also with people. I mean, I am not going to go, I am the light. So I am going to go down to where, all of the addicts are and the drugs and everything else. And I'm going to say, I'm here to shine my light and you can't hurt me because that is, I don't want to be around that energy.
Yeah,
And I don't go in where there's, I mean, I have nothing against drinking and I have had drinks in my time. I don't enjoy drinking, so why would I go sit in a bar if I didn't if I wasn't enjoying myself? Why do people put themselves in situations just to show other people they can? This is ridiculous. This is when you start loving yourself and saying, this is where I am going to radiate from. And it's okay. Everybody is on their own path.
yeah, exactly. And we have
Yeah.
someone else here now. So we have Miss Nimira. I hope I pronounce
Wow.
it correct. From the Netherlands. How about that?
Wow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is beautiful. Beautiful. We love hearing and seeing from you because I know that we do this because we love and because there's not enough places where you can have conversations like this and just
No.
be here unconditionally. And I always encourage people, do your own research, be your own self, because this is about being authentic. This is
Yes.
about being authentic. Yes,
So Miss Sheila is saying this, we are conduits. My own evolution is about the issues in my tissues. It,
oh,
in,
beautiful.
now in my tissues. Okay. I attract the energy I give out. We grow, we learn, we experience to heal self so we can be of service for others. Exactly. Beautifully said.
Absolutely beautiful. Yes, this is beautiful. It's like um, I was saying to Anna this morning, what a joy it is to be able to sit here and just have this conversation. And we are so divinely guided that I laugh about it so much, because we'll do a show and then the next show just kind of enhances what we just said or leads us up to the next one. And the synchronicity and the beauty of the divine timing and the balance. I I am just so blessed to have found my chatty friend. Thank you, or her finding me,
And I'm
however it
blessed
was.
too. And and I'm blessed too. And now we are double blessed because we have two beautiful ladies here in the chat room. Isn't that wonderful?
Absolutely. Oh, this just makes my heart
So
shine. Thank you, thank you.
we, I know I didn't really prepare questions today. Can I just chime them in when they come? So, what would you? Sorry, I'm putting you on the hot seat.
Ah,
So,
yeah.
what would you think is the most important thing when it comes to having a um, regular, I wouldn't say ceremony. I'm looking for another word. I can't find it.
Routine.
Um, yeah, routine. Thank you.
Eh,
Of clearing your energy.
Um, when you really have, when you start feeling the freedom of being authentic, you have this sense of, when it doesn't feel authentic, what do I need to do? It's like when the car gets dirty, you wash the car. And because I have a lot of people come here for the meditation classes, and I do energy groups here and healing, I systematically put a barrier around. I do a cleansing, and I have to see that that barrier is still intact, because that is what allows me to be in this safe place, and people to be in the safe place. And
Yeah,
you do have to be conscious that when you start showing your light, all types of entities are going to come forth, and nothing is allowed to come into this space if it is not divinely guided and for the highest good of every soul that is in my care. And it's not something that I have to think about doing. It's something that I automatically do. It's like on speed dial. Okay, check the is everything. How clear am I? I mean, when I actually do a cleansing on myself, I will cleanse not only the DNA, but the space between the DNA, the molecules, the space between the molecules, between the atoms. I will clean the auric field. I will clean the physical field. I will clean my chakras. Are they all spinning the right way and doing what they're supposed to do? I clear every system in my body, the electrical system, the skeletal system. I clean my house. I clean the nails that hold my house together. I clean the grass and the rocks, my dog, anything that I brought into the house, food, anything. I cleanse that. So I'm not bringing that into the center. And I think when you start feeling that freedom, it's like, oh, a bug just hit the boundary, so let's go clean it off. And I think it becomes habitual. It becomes a habit.
Yeah. So Miss Sheila says, yes, connect with Mother Gaia's sacred elements, especially water, can wash away what no longer serves you. Yes, exactly.
Oh yes.
That there are so many methods, and I think it's really important to find your own regular routine.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, that was probably cleansing, right?
Yes, it was. Yes. But yeah,
So,
we are lovers of
yeah,
the water, and what people don't understand is that water is an element that wasn't even supposed to be on earth. Water has its own intelligence. Water is an entity of itself. So when we consume it, when we cleanse with it, we are doing so much more than just like taking a shower and blessing that water and blessing. I mean, it's beautiful. We have so many wonderful, loving things that protect us.
yes, and holding your energy as clear as one can. It doesn't mean that we do it perfectly, maybe every time, because as we said with the four agreements, our best differs, but that's okay.
That's okay.
I think the most important thing is that we do it, and a lot of people also, and this is interesting for me, think um, that we always need to go to someone else. We can do that every now and then to get a boost, to get help, to get someone opening the door for us. That's perfect, right? Because there are always people who can help, right?
Yes.
And that's what we are doing, and Miss Sheila are doing too, right? But the daily routine, I think that everybody actually should consider doing it.
Hmm. Yeah. And when you become the energy, there again, it's not like, oh well, somebody told me I should do this and maybe I should do this. No, it becomes, I feel better when I do it. I feel better when I go brush my teeth. I feel better when I take that shower. You start understanding that the things that you do metaphysically are as much of reality or more so than the things that you do physically.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm answering a few questions.
That's okay.
So,
I saw these coming up. Beautiful.
yeah. So
Beautiful,
just a
beautiful.
hint to everybody, because I have it's actually notepad glasses, but I try to fit in the below area so I can read if I'm looking up, right?
So you're not
Uh,
snubbing your nose at us, huh? That's okay. I was wondering about that when the head get.
but it's there are so many fancy things out there these days, and it doesn't always have to be fancy. It's simple. We just need to make it a routine in our lives. Do
Yes.
it as a something that we feel for, because usually when people go and have healing or have something done, they think that that person is going to change them, right? That's
Yeah.
going to help forever. But the problem is here that this is something that the healer is going to help you, is going to put love and light and whatever it is to flow through you, open the door, have you see different things, clearing things from you, maybe with within your body, but also sometimes in your no, at a soul level. But the thing is that it's a good thing to have someone helping you, but take that as, doing it um, for a period of time. then take a pause, do your own thing, find your way, and then you can go back a little bit again. But don't get addicted to
No.
having someone else. And if you don't feel a big change, okay, no, I turn to something else. And there are so many things out there today. We don't need as many things, right? It's kind of basic. We have the power within ourselves to take care of our energy,
Yes.
period.
And we do. And when someone comes to me and they're looking for Reiki, and they come in and they say, "Well, the doctor just said that I have an incurable such and such," and I say, "Oh, thank goodness." And they of course look at me like, "What?" Because the doctor has just released you and said that the cure is within. And we all are our own healers. I'm your guide. I will, like a caddy, I'll carry your clubs. I may help you read the green. I may help you select a club, but you have to hit the shot. I
Yeah.
do not heal you. I am here giving you the energy that you can heal yourself. And when people understand that and take responsibility for doing their part, that's where the energy and the power really starts to be. I work a lot with these new and awakening light workers and the indigos and the empaths. They have no place of sanctuary to be themselves. And here at my center, they can talk about what is going on and have a place where you don't have to constantly explain what that means. And it's a beautiful experience to be part of this. And but we all have to do our own internal work.
Yes.
You just got to
At
do it.
at least, yes, at least, getting the help from someone, opening up a little bit, learning a few things, and using them in your life, right? And
Yes.
then progressing again, because it's layers and it's steps. And sometimes we can feel that we encounter the same, call it challenges or issues or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
for me, it's a common theme to say, "Oh my God, not again," right? But we are always
Yeah.
digging deeper, always.
And I'm speaking for myself here. When when people watch us and they get this impression that, you know, we've got all the answers, or that we life is easy for us. I'm still human. I'm still experiencing my version of being human. However, because I am looking at it from a different perspective, I'm able to work through this humanness on a much easier way. But Anna, I know that you and I, we collect our certain amount of interesting challenges. And but
No
having
kidding.
yeah, but going through them, we learn how to be able to relate to other people that are doing this. And it's never, when people say, "Oh, well, I want to do what you do," and I said, "Okay, how much time are you going to spend on doing your homework?" Because we do have homework, and we do have ups and downs, and we do have a learning curve, but it is so beautiful and magnificent that, you know, I'm not going to challenge the universe and say, "Bring it on." But it's okay, guys. I will live in the universe and I will do my best.
Yes, and it's interesting because um, we always state that we walk our path, and we actually do, because no matter what, we are still here on this earth and we are living in this energy. It can feel challenging sometimes, and we are currently,
Yep.
by the way, in Mercury retrograde, my favorite.
Oh,
As a
bless you.
Gemini,
Bless you.
Mercury is my planet. Yay.
Yes, yes,
But like everything else, the more we walk this path, the more challenges we have been through consciously, right? Because everything is about being conscious, not trying to resist or fighting against or just trying
right.
to put it over there. It's not happening, right? Uh, Dealing with it, acknowledging it, even if we don't like everything that's coming, right? It
Yep,
means that at some point we we don't react in the same way any longer like we used to do years ago, right? Because
right.
we learn.
Yes, and
Yeah,
that's the whole process. And accepting and being in the now. And um, when I say accepting, I don't mean, oh, this is my lot. Life is terrible. This is what I'm. That's not what I mean. I'm saying when you have a lesson, you accept a lesson. You
yeah,
glean the information from what you are learning, and then you
yeah.
bless it and let it go. Let it go.
I have a I have a few things from the chat here. Can I bring them up for you? Okay.
Of course.
Um, Let me see here. I'll bring it back here. So, starting with Miss Sheila, connecting with our soul family, we are not alone, awakening, thriving, and living our potential and why we're here. And Miss Nimira says, I like to be alone more and be in
Oh
peace with
yes.
myself. Yeah.
Yes.
And Miss Sheila says, nope, not me. I'm not perfect. I always say, don't hold me on a pedestal. I'm growing as a student, just like you. I think that she's responding to what you said, right?
Yes.
Something you said about, yeah. Um, and Miss Sheila says, I will fall off the pedestal. And we have done that also a few times. And it's
Oh
funny.
yeah.
I'm not ever want to be put on a pedestal. And my thing is, I don't want anyone to become dependent on me because I'm not
Yeah.
them. I'm here to help them. I can heal. I can give them advice. I can show them a path, give them tools.
Yeah.
But they have to do the work, right?
Exactly.
And Miss Sheila says, wouldn't we be boring if we were all perfect? Like Miss
Oh,
Corrine always says, Sheila, um, we are perfectly imperfect.
absolutely. Yes. Yes. And
I
I
love
love
that.
every minute. I love every minute of it. Yeah. And the beauty of being free,
Oh,
authentic, you can experience all of these wonderful things and you don't take them personally. You don't say, well, life is really bad to me, this and this and this and this, oh, poor me, and everything else. You go, well, that was interesting. Let's get through this. Let's clean up the mess, and let's see what we can do with it. And it makes life beautiful. It's when we do these podcasts, and between the two of us, we may be having a conversation. And by the way, think of this as one for us, as a podcast, dear
yes.
Anna. Are you? Do you have a mind full? Mindful, or are you mindful?
Yeah. That's a
You
good
know,
one. Yeah, I know.
because when we're mindful, we are conscious of what we're doing, of what we're saying, and we're not just walking around going, "Oh, they told me so, and I have to do this." What a difference! But this is the beauty of just being authentic and just living this beautiful life, as
And
messy as it gets.
the most beautiful thing is it's way easier, much easier once we overcome, but I've been taught this and I'm supposed to think that, assumptions and everything, and
Yeah,
expectations that we have been raised with, and not judging those who raised us in any way or society in that way, because we have to break free from what we have been taught, right? To find out, does that really align with me? Is that me? Or is it something else? Right?
yes. And I'd like to make a comment. She said she's lost a lot of people becoming more authentic. And yes, it seems painful at the time, but it is more painful being with people that are constantly trying to undermine you. And
Yeah.
as you free yourself, that solitude that you have when you can be around people that you can have a meaningful conversation with, it so makes up for the fact that you don't have a lot of clutter. And these people are on their own path. They have their own direction that they're going, and you may not be the one that is going to have a light that will enlighten them to see where they're going, and that's okay. We didn't come here to just go out and just gather all these people. We came to
Yeah.
shine the light, and the ones that want to step into the light do. And when you start seeing these people dropping off, there is this opening for people that you can communicate with, and that's okay. You're
Yeah.
you're doing everything right.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. And a lot of people um walking this path and starting off sending intentions to the universe. I'm willing to work on myself and see myself. It's one of the hardest things we can do in the beginning
Yes.
because we don't really have a clue. And there are changes that are coming that we feel a little bit fearful of. For instance, what you talked about, people sometimes, and it's very common on this path, you come to a place on your own journey and people tend to, they don't recognize you any longer, and they may be grumpy or giving you some bad comments, or being
Right.
angry because they don't recognize you, feel that anything is wrong, and maybe there's a distance starting to come in, and you don't see those people as much anymore. For
Yes.
many people on this path, it's close friends are usually a handful, but it doesn't really matter, it's quality.
Right.
So if you have a lot of acquaintances and just a few really great friends. Is
Yes.
that a problem? It's about how you feel about it, right? And no one on this journey are going to be alone for the rest of their lives. And that's another fearful thing that people think. So, why is that person distancing themselves from me? Or why is this happening, or am I going to be alone for the rest of my life? No, but you have to make conscious choices, right? It's all
Right.
about the choices.
And it's interesting when you connect to the oneness, you're never alone. But I remember I was always one that I could help, I would this, I would that, because that's what empaths do. And the very first time that I stood up for myself and someone said to me, "Well, Karine, that's not like you." I went into the washroom and I went, "Yes!" because I had broken a pattern. And it was wonderful. I wasn't just conforming to everybody else's wishes, just because. And with my own family, my children are not my star family. I love them and they love me, but they're not really sure I don't fly around on a broom at Halloween. So that's okay, because we still get together, but we don't have any real deep conversations because they're not in my realm and I'm not in their realm, and that's okay because they came to do other things. But it's interesting, and the more that you surround yourself with the energy, the higher energies, and this is what's happening. We are living more and more and more in the fifth, sixth, and seventh dimensions. And you can see the world evolving in its still the third dimension, and that's fine because those people came here to do what they needed to do. Um, One time when I was questioning this, I asked my crew, and they showed me I was a skipper on a boat, and I came up to a ship that had um, gone down, and there were people in the water screaming, "Help me! Help me! Help me!" So I threw out a lifesaver, and it landed right in front of the person, and they turned their back, and they kept
Yeah.
shouting, "Help me! Help me!" So I threw out another lifesaver. The person put it over themselves and still stayed right there screaming, "Help me." I threw it out to another person. They not only put it on their body, they swam towards the boat and reached up and said, "Help me." And I was told that in this lifetime, I came here to be of service to those that are willing and wanting to pick up the mantle and be the uh, the the light shores next. Everyone else is in their own place of being evolved, and that's okay because they're just as important as the ones that I came here to serve. But
Exactly.
that really helped me.
Sheila says, love the story, Corinne.
Yeah, but it's true. Yes.
Yes, yes, it's true. It's a beautiful story.
Yes.
And do you have any feeling for being in the hot seat again, or what do you say?
I love the way you ask because you know you're going to ask, and yeah, I love it. Just I may not have, I will only give you from my perspective, but then you can do with what you wish. What would you like to ask, my friend Anna?
Yes, I would like to ask you, how would you deal with facing what is
Facing
in
what
the present
is
moment?
in the
Yes.
present moment.
How would you approach that so that everybody else can get an idea? That's why I'm asking
Oh,
you.
it's a challenging question because everybody is in a different situation and everybody's going to be feeling differently. We understand that. But me personally, when I have a difficult situation, I look at it like, okay, this is another opportunity for me to do my best, to just do what I can do, and be able to allow. That's a big word. Whatever the end results are, not scream and holler if they didn't turn out like somebody else thought they should or whatever, but being able to be in the now and being in the moment and realizing that it is not personal. Nobody's trying to hurt me, but this is a situation that I can glean some information from. And I may skirt around it a little bit. I may look at it and go, well, maybe it'll change over a couple of days. I'm human. I'm going to try everything I can. But eventually I look at it and go, okay, I will take this opportunity and I will do my best. And
Yeah,
that's all I can do.
that, that's brilliant. Um, I think I would actually approach it in a similar way. I've been tested a few times.
Oh,
Last
you?
summer was one of them because I'm also very, very stubborn, but that's a good trait to have, to be honest.
Oh, both of
That
us, yeah.
gives me give me the strength to move through. But you know, first of all, I'm going to look at my situation and I'm going to as honest as I can, right? Sometimes we put on a little bit of blinds for a few days, maybe if something is going to take a long time, but then we realize. But that's how it is. But last summer I developed my own new um, affirmation for myself, a daily affirmation. I do what I current what I do what I can with what I currently have, and I look forward because
Exactly.
even if we are um, medium psychics, healers, you name it, we are spiritually evolved, whatever, doesn't mean that we are not human beings. We are human beings, but it's how we use it. And I think the more we walk this path, the better we become at mastering certain situations. Because when you are faced with a situation, you know that it's not in your hands, you can't really change it. You
Exactly.
can, you have your power within your own response to something. That is what you have, right? So, am I going to punish myself over this and be grumpy it doesn't mean that, yeah, I can swear for 5 minutes and get it out of myself, and that's it. And then I move forward, right?
Exactly.
So, because we always can think about our response to certain things. And am, am I going to move forward if I'm going to sit here and feel really bad over what is right now? Because this is the situation. I have to accept it, but acceptance is not equal to say that I like it, but I have to realize this is how it is right now.
Yeah,
And what can I do? Right?
that's exactly right. And what we could accomplish 20 or 30 years ago is not anywhere near what we can accomplish now because we have so many more gifts, we have so many more opportunities to have had this experience. Um, my mother, when I had them move in with me, and she apologized for all of the things that she thought that she had been lacking in my childhood. And in the 40s and 50s, people did not talk about their situations. They did not have go-to gurus or books to read or even people that they could talk about. It was all hush hush. The old adage, you don't, air your dirty laundry for everybody to see. And she did a marvelous job with what she had available. And I said to her lovingly, Mom, if I'm screwed up, it's my job to unscrew myself. you know you can't regret what you couldn't do. Now if you had deliberately put me in bad situations and everything, that have been different. But when I was dealing with my daughter and I had just gone through this class about dealing with what you have available, and I handed her the book and I said, look, I said, I have probably really screwed your life up. Read this book and unscrew yourself, because it's our job, if we're not happy with what we are now, to make a difference. And these people that keep saying, well, I'll never find the right man because men always do this, I will always look for the
Yeah.
wrong man because that's what I'm used to, I am this way because I'm this way, I can't be anything else, my parents abandoned me so I am this way. There is an expression, BS. that is a cop out. That is, you do not want to, you don't want to do the homework. And and you and I know we have put in the time, the money, the effort, the blood, the guts, and everything else because we love being our authentic self.
Yeah. And have you ever encountered someone um, wanting to know what's going to come for them, but also wanting to heal, but they don't want to change because they already know everything?
Absolutely. All the
They want
time.
everybody else to change, but not them.
And I bless them, and I give them light and peace. And in that moment, oh yes, I'm going to go out, and but that's their journey.
Yeah,
I
I know.
I have a big enough job taking care of my own stuff. I can't, and I choose not to be everybody's watcher. It's I've got too much life to live. What can I say? I'm 81 now, and I've got 30 more years of kicking and doing and
Well,
getting in trouble.
I'm 61, so you have to hang around because I'm planning 40 more, so you have to.
All right, lady. What can I say?
I'm just kidding. So overcoming, you could say that as rising into sovereignty, right?
Yes,
Bob would love this.
yes, he
Uh,
would.
Overcoming is the dance of reclaiming. It is the moment we stop asking permission to shine. To overcome is not to dominate, it is to transcend, to
Absolutely.
gather our power and step across thresholds that once thought impassable. Okay. The greatest restriction is often the story we tell ourselves. Exactly what's going on in here, self talk. I'm
Mhm.
not enough. I am too much. I will be abandoned. But when we become conscious of these patterns, we become alchemists. We turn limitation into liberation. We overcome when we forgive, when we choose courage over comfort, when we hold ourselves through fear, when we say yes to life again and again, even when it trembles on our lips.
Yep, yep. And we do. We keep saying yes. I just happened to catch a thing from our viewers, and they're also in the age of fantastic mental maturity. And
Yeah.
I was a late bloomer. I didn't, basically actively get on this path until I was in my 40s, and I kept asking, if you want me to do all these things, where is the manual? And why did we start so late in life? And I was lovingly told, you were being prepared. And that is the beauty of moving into this wonderful time where we can be authentic, we can be in our stillness, we can be in our sovereignty. And I think it is the most glorious time. And thank you, ladies, for joining us. This was beautiful. I enjoyed the comments.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. I'm just going to finish up one more here and I'll be with you. I've been typing a lot today, right?
Yes, you have, but you can
Uh,
multitask. Computers and I are just acquaintances. We are not really great friends.
I do my best, but I think next time I put my laptop a little bit higher up so I don't look like this, right? I'm just kidding. Um, yeah, I think that we covered a lot of things, and I want to mention something here. There are a few things to say before we end, right? you are not alone. No one is really alone. We are not meant to do this alone,
Nope.
but we are also not meant to do it with people who are sitting on us, putting us down, mistreating us or anything. They don't always need to share exactly the same view, but we need to respect each other. That's it, right? Um, because meeting those who are basically on the same page, my experience is that that is an extra blessing, like an icing on the cake, like I find you, Corinne. I'm
Yes.
so grateful for that. And I think this is why communities or, like cosmic guardians um, exist and why we do this, because we also want to reach out and gather people. You could call it soul family, cosmic family, um, infinite beings, whatever, right?
Yes.
But it's important to share, and everything we do share, of course, it's our perception in one way or another, but also um, it's beautiful to share because even if in my perception the spiritual path has so many different things we state and say, much terminology, but when we narrow it down, it's not that hard, actually. It's
No.
kind of common sense many times. Maybe we say that because we come this far, but it's not that hard. It's not always fluffy. It can be very down to earth also because we are here and we deal with things from the place we are, right?
Yes.
Um, and reminding ourselves that healing is not a linear journey. It is process. It can be a spiral, and sometimes you get stuck in the spiral for a certain amount of time. That's
Yep.
going to be temporary. So don't panic. Don't think that you did anything wrong. Don't blame yourself because we have a tendency sometimes to blame ourselves. I have many people calling me because I do work on a psychic line, and that's probably why. And they ask, "What did I do wrong?" And I said, "You didn't do anything wrong. If you stated or said something or were your authentic self, you didn't do anything wrong. But maybe the person you interacted with, maybe the two of you are not in alignment with each other. That's a different thing. It's not about judging. It's about realizing, right?
Yes.
And every time we circle back in that spiral, we do so with more wisdom, more softness, more strength. Breaking free is not just a theme, it is a soul remembering, and your freedom is not just possible, it is sacred. It is yours, it's your
Yours.
power.
Yes.
So, my beautiful cosmic sister and co host, what do you say? Are you ready to wrap it up or want to
I
say anything more?
Well, I think we could just keep on going and going and going. However, nature is calling, as it does occasionally, and and I do have a
Okay.
client this afternoon, so I am going to have to say adieu. And it was just a wonderful conversation again, Anna. And thank you, ladies, for joining us. Uh, that really made.
Do I have 1 more minute to?
You may.
Okay, thank you. So again here, just some technical stuff here. Find all past episodes at angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming dash past or youtube.com/at angelplaceonearth/streams. And next upcoming show next week, August 13th, I think, if I'm
Mhm.
correct. That is going to be, let me see here. We're going to talk about the seventh insight of the Celestial prophecy. The
Yes.
connection with others, relationships are vital for energy exchange. Oh, how fitting.
Yes.
And This is a wrap, beautiful souls. We're wrapping it up. We have been discussing breaking free, clearing, cleansing, and overcoming blocks and restrictions. As we close this sacred circle, remember every block you release is a doorway for deeper freedom. Every layer you cleanse brings you closer to your truth, and every restriction you overcome is a celebration of your divine power. You are not meant to stay small. You are meant to expand, to rise, to radiate. And thank you for joining us. If this episode stirred something within you, share it, replay it, and let it ripple outward. Your healing is your gift to the world. And thank you for watching us. I say cosmic hugs and love light, infinite love, peace, and joy. What do you say?
And I see you all. I hear you all. I send you love and light. And I also send you laughter.
Bye.
Bye bye.